everyone, welcome back to our channel, the E Square Expertise. Our today's topic is determinants of demand. So let's begin with the topic. So, the first important determinant of demand is price. Price of a commodity is a very important determinant of demand. Quantity demanded and price have inverse relationship, which means when the price is more, less quantity is demanded, and when the price is less, more quantity is demanded. A change in the price can bring changes in the consumer's demand, and if the consumer demand is changing, it is very obvious that the seller will adjust the price of a commodity according to the demand of a product that is there in the market. Let us consider one example. Supposingly, the prices of cola has increased, therefore people will demand less of it, and when the prices of cola will decrease, people will demand more of it. Therefore, price is a very important determinant of demand. Moving on to the next determinant, we have income. Income is another important determinant of demand for a commodity. Now, supposingly income of a consumer is rising. Okay, so income has a direct relationship with the demand in case of normal goods and services. For example, if the income of a consumer is increasing, then he will be buying more of a good quality cereals or more of a good quality eatables. Whereas when the income of a consumer rises, not only this but also he will increase his demand for consumer durables. And what are the consumer durables? They are the television that we have, the air conditioners that we have. So he is basically also going to put up a demand for good products like consumer durables, what we call, or what we can say as a luxury. He will increase the demand for that goods also. At the same time, he will also look for good quality things. Thus, we can say that income, which is being depicted as y, is also a very important determinant of demand. The next determinant of demand that we have is price of a related commodity. Now, price of a related commodity is basically the substitute goods and the complementary goods that are available. First, let us talk about the substitute goods. Now, substitute goods are basically the goods that are, we can say, a substitute of something. For example, here you can see there is Pepsi and that is Coca Cola that is there in our example. If the prices of supposingly Pepsi rises, then the consumer is going to opt for Coca Cola. And if the prices of Coca Cola increases, then the consumer will look for a better option, that is Pepsi. Therefore, substitute good is nothing but when the price of Y rises, the quantity demanded of X is going to rise. And this is what we call as a price of a related commodity as a substitute good. Now, let us move on to the next, that is the complementary goods. Complementary good is nothing but the two goods which are required to fulfill one demand. For here in the example, it is seen that there is petrol and there is car. So, if there is any rise in the prices of petrol, the demand of the car is going to fall down. Therefore, complementary goods are the goods which are needed to complete one demand at a time, and if the price of Z will rise, this will result in the fall in the quantity of demand of X. And that is what I explained by the example of petrol and car, where if the price of petrol rise, the demand for car is going to fall. Therefore, the complementary goods and the substitute goods are also a very important determinant of demand. The next determinant of demand that we have is taste and preferences. So, taste and preferences are what? Basically, what the consumer likes and what the consumer dislikes is what we call as taste and preferences. So, if the preference or the taste of the consumer is going to change, then basically he will not demand that product which he was demanding previously. For example, if a consumer was liking one chocolate, say Cadbury, for example, he was liking a few days ago, but now his taste has changed and he likes 5 star more. So the demand of Cadbury will definitely fall for him, and the demand for 5 star for that particular consumer is going to rise because his taste and preferences have changed. Okay, thus we can say that taste and preferences are also a very important determinant of demand. Now, the next that we have is size and distribution of population, which is being determined as n. Now, how does this size and size and distribution of population affect the demand? Let's consider one example that in a particular region there are more amount of youngsters that are there in that region. Then it is obvious that the demand for education is going to increase in that region. Correct. And if there are majority of people in a region where they want jobs, okay, they are looking for a better job, so the demand for job in that particular region is going to increase, and therefore this is how the size and distribution of the population affect the demand. The next determinant of demand that we have is consumer expectation, and it can simply be explained in one word, that is future expectation of the consumer about price. Supposingly, if the consumer is expecting that there is going to be a rise in the price of sugar in the near future, then even though there is a higher price going on currently, he will purchase more at a higher price, and he will think that in future the prices will rise more, and that is the reason even today if the prices are more, he will demand more at a higher price. And similarly, if a consumer is expecting that the prices are going to fall in the near future, then he will demand less at a lower price also. And this is how the consumer expectation basically affect the demand. Now this consumer expectations also somewhere is about the income as well. Like if the consumer is expecting that his income is going to become less in the near future, then what he is going to do, he is going to basically postpone all the consumer durables that he was demanding. For example, he can demand a car or a TV. These things he will not demand because he is expecting his income to fall in the near future. This is how consumer expectations basically affect the demand. It can affect two ways, that is by seeing the price expectation and the expectation about consumer's own income. I hope the concept of consumer expectation is very much clear. Now, the next determinant of demand that we have is expenditure on advertisement and promotion. This is very much, influential kind of thing that affects the demand, because these campaigns and expenditure, they not only tell the consumer about the feature of the products, but at the same time, more than that, they sort of manipulate the people choices. Now how this is done, people sort of tell the most popular celebrities to come and sponsor their product, to do the advertisement on that particular product, and then it sort of becomes a image in the customer's mind that okay, this celebrity is doing it, that means it is going to be a good product only. So this sort of strategies which are being used in the market, that is the advertisement and promotions, they have a major impact on the demand of a particular product. The next that we have is cost of credit or interest rate. Now in this scenario it is like this: whenever the people is borrowing the money from the banks or from the financial institutions to purchase any sort of consumer durables, be it a car, be it a television, be it the houses or anything else. Okay, so whenever that person is buying these consumer durables, what he is supposed to do, he is supposed to take a loan from the bank. And whenever he is taking the loan, what he is going to keep in his mind is nothing but the interest rate at which he is getting the loan. So if the interest rate is less, then he is going to demand more, because the interest rate is less, the demand is going to be obviously more. And when the interest rate is high, the demand for these consumer durables is going to be less. And that is the reason here it is said that interest rate also has a inverse relation with demand. That is obvious, because when there is low interest, high demand is there, and when there is high interest, low demand is there. Therefore demand is also being determined by what amount of interest rate is being taken by a person when he is opting for loan in financial institutions. Last determinant of demand that we have is social factors. Now demand is sometimes also affected by social factors. What are the social factors? Koi practices, traditions, custom, religion, these are the social factor that influence the demand. Let us take one simple example. In olden times, on the festivals of Diwali, or be it any other festival, what was exchanged from individual to individual, what we used to take to our relatives places, is the sweets that we used to carry. But in today's era of globalization, the tradition and the customs have changed a bit, and nowadays, what we carry on these festivals is a box of chocolates that we carry to others, our relatives, places. And this change in the social factor has also brought a change in the demand. Previously, the demand was for sweets that was very high in time of festival. Today also it is high, but not that high, because now it has been replaced somewhere with chocolates. Okay, so the social factors, these tradition and custom, also have influenced the demand somewhere. With this, we come to the end of our today's video. I hope all the determinants of demand are now clear to you. If you have any doubt or queries, please write it down in the comment section below. See you soon with another interesting topic on the E Square expertise.